Hello, all theater lovers, both out and proud and on the DL. Welcome to Broadway Breakdown, a podcast discussing the history and legacy of American theater's most exclusive address, Broadway. This series is called Underestimated, and it is covering shows that either had mild success when they first premiered on Broadway, or no success at all, but have since gone on to have a long and healthy life. I am your host, Matt Koplik, the least famous and most opinionated of all the Broadway podcast hosts, and with me today is a dear friend, a good Judy. She was on the podcast once before we had our makeover in 2021, talking about her obsession with 11 o'clock numbers because she's a gay man like that. Please welcome back Miss Abby Goldfarb.
Hello.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hello. Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
Trigger.
We are fresh off the drama of the funny girl. Yeah, which I was telling Abby all the backstage tea that I know, which none of you will get to hear, but just know that I am well informed.
I know things and you don't get to know them.
You'll have to subscribe to the Patreon.
Subscribe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at this point, I still haven't actually finished setting up the Patreon.
Almost soon, subscribe.
Almost soon, yeah. End of the month. When Beanie Feldstein leaves Funny Girl, that's the same day. I'm launching the Patreon the same day she leaves.
That's fair.
Which is not me dragging her. I just, I figured people will be on social media that day anyway. I might as well announce.
Yes. It's the day for an announcement.
Exactly. It's taking advantage of everyone's eyeballs. Yeah.
Yeah, as you should.
As one
I'm
should.
so happy to be back. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you for coming back.
I'm really honored.
Yeah, we are back in Tai Tai Studio. We will have the video for this go on the Patreon as well. The elusive Patreon.
I keep not knowing where to look.
Just don't need to look anywhere.
I'm trying to make my voice sound great and also look at camera.
Well, you do have a naturally great voice.
Do I?
I mean, singing
Speaking voice?
No, singing voice.
You're like your speaking voice on the other hand.
Oh, your speaking voice gives me shingles, baby. No, just look at me. Look at my beautiful,
That's what I'm going to do.
Voice.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And my notes, of course.
Yes, well, your notes.
Extensive notes.
Abigail, what musical are we talking about today?
Legally Blonde. Yeah, did I just blow out the mic?
Yes, you blew up my eardrums is what you did. We are talking about Legally Blonde.
I had to because I've been listening to blondes belt their face. Well, not only blondes, brunettes.
Yeah. What is that, an E she does at the end of Legally Blonde?
Their faces off in this musical.
Absolutely.
Like, I've just been inundated with belting, and it feels like you can't say that without belting. Like, I don't usually sing title.
I was not originally going to include this musical in this series, shockingly enough, even though it does very much follow all the criteria that I had for this series. I was actually originally going to do Amelie, which bombed worse here than Legally Blonde did, but has had so much more success in London and regionally in a way that I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I thought Amelie was garbage. But I just couldn't bring myself to do Amelie. And then when I was recording the Sideshow episode with Adam Ellsbury, Gunkle of the Pod, and we were talking sort of about the style of singing that got popularized in the late 80s through the 90s that then went out of fashion, is now almost extinct with the exception of Stephanie J. Block and Carmen Cusack, that like full throaty belt.
Full chest belt.
Yeah, like that Alice and Emily in Sideshow, Carolee Carmel in Parade, just like all the folds. That's very much, if not totally extinct, close to extinct, and it got replaced by the pingy mix belt, which like is
healthier,
more longevity. It's less interesting for me. But we were talking in that episode about how that really kind of started to become a thing in the 2000s, really starting with Hairspray. It was the 1-2-3 punch of Hairspray followed by Wicked followed by Legally Blonde, where it's not that one of those shows changed the game forever, but those three so close to each other really kind of then set the landscape. And you listen to Legally Blonde, Adam claimed, there are some interesting voices on that cast recording, and there are good performers in the original production. I think he's mostly just thinking Orfeh, who doesn't sing in The Mask. She sings straight from the vagina. But you do have your Annalee Ashfords, your Laura Bell Bundys, who are much more in The Mask. And it's where we're at now. So talking to him about that, I was like, I probably just should do Legally Blonde.
It was on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
It was like some of them are singing using the masky mix. Some of them are singing full belt. And then you're going between the two sometimes. And then
Yeah.
we'll get into things.
Yes.
We'll
So Abby,
yes.
we famously have been friends for a very long time.
Yes. For those who don't remember the episode 3 years ago, where we may or may not have mentioned
I don't know what the fuck we
our
talked
history,
about.
I don't remember anything. The
Act
fact
like
that
no
I did
one-
11 o'clock numbers is just...
I love that you did 11 o'clock
I mean, it
numbers.
feels very on brand, but it
Yeah.
is also just, like, of course.
Listen, Kevin Duda, when he did it, granted, he was the second person to ever do the Obsession series, but that gay was like, I'm going to talk about, like, Broadway patterns. And I was like, what? And he goes, how we go through cyclical events. And I went, Kevin, that's not an obsession, and no one's going to know how to talk about that. And lo and behold, if you ever listen to that episode, we don't know what we're fucking talking about.
That's great.
Let's talk about our history as friends for a second.
Okay.
How did we meet?
We were at Applause on Saturdays doing musical theater reviews that were like reviews written by the creator of Applause.
They made Jagged Little Pill look cohesive. There was a lot of people in New York did Applause because there was a stage door connection.
Yes.
In the way like
Right.
a lot of people did like pre-college programs to get a good foot in the door
somewhere
for
else.
a college.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if you went to Applause, there were enough people who were connected to stage door from Applause.
And they knew you.
So
they
you
could put in a good word.
Yeah, like they got a better sense of what you could do. So once
Yeah.
you got to stage door, it's no coincidence when you started doing Applause, and if you did well at Applause, you started getting better roles at stage door.
I mean,
like myself.
That didn't work out that way for me.
You actually got better roles at Applause every
I
year.
got great roles. I
never-
loved Applause. And then stage door, they were like,
You know.
11 o'clock number girl's back. We don't have a place for her yet. Didn't
No.
find, you know what? I've been doing just fine.
You're working
I'm
more than a lot of
fine.
people who had those
It's
leads all the damn time.
okay. It's okay.
It's fine.
I'm over it. No,
Girl,
but I
you're
loved
great.
Applause.
Yeah.
But we
so,
had a
yes.
great time. But yeah,
That's where we
Legally
met.
Blonde was like at its peak when we were in Applause.
Yes.
And I feel like an Oh My God, You Guys was definitely like, it may not have been in Applause at
No.
the time, but
Well, so yes,
feels very current.
we started on our friendship route, and then we started bearing the lead because of stage door trauma for you and Legally
Yes.
Blonde. But yes, knowing
and then
each
we
other
went to college.
at the same college. Yeah, at the same college, because she's obsessed with me. And
I followed him. But I'm also younger, don't forget.
you're so much younger than I am.
1 year, baby.
Aren't you young for weren't you young
yes.
for your grade? You're like 2
Yeah.
years younger than me.
But I don't know if I'm a full 2.
Year and a half?
Yeah, maybe. When's
You're
your
at-
birthday?
I'm not getting people my
No.
personal information.
Just like your day.
I am March.
You're March.
I am March. Born March of 1990.
Oh. Okay, I'm December of 91. So we're like, yeah,
Almost 2 years.
almost.
Oh my God! Like I'm a total cougs right now
You
for
really are.
for being your friend. So we shared a lot of the high school experience together, and being New York kids who liked theater,
Yep.
and in that sort of. And when you're in a group of kids who also like theater, and you're all in New York, like you're all seeing the shows together, everyone has their obsessions.
Mm-hmm.
We had a certain number of friends who had the means to see Broadway shows
Yes.
many times. And when I say many times, I literally mean like 1 or 2 shows dozens of times.
Yes. And didn't our one of our accompanists or music directors at Applause actually was in Legally Blonde at Broadway?
Yes, he went in as
And
a
we
replacement.
saw him.
I did not see him.
Oh, I did.
You did.
I was one of those. I wasn't one of those people that saw a show 50 times, but that was the time I saw the show.
Yeah, Legally Blonde was a show that season with Spring Awakening as well that a lot of people in our friendship group saw a lot, and not only just saw a lot,
Yes.
but knew all the ins and outs of what was
Yeah.
going on with that show in the way that it's not as impressive for kids now to know what's going on because social media is everywhere and things spread like wildfire. Like there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter, or no, there was Twitter, but no one used it really the way they use it now. So like the fact that one of our friends, name redacted here, knew like everything that was going on
Yeah.
with that cast was like, that's not impressive. That's actually a little odd. You're like you are forging through like backwards channels in a way where I'm like, you could use that energy for something else.
Or maybe this person was just so ahead of the time with social media that they were creating their own gossip because there was no posting, there was no anything. But it definitely was like cultish. Like people would, that's when people were standing at stage doors and it was like groups of people seeing things a million times, calling themselves the Legally Blondes or whatever they called themselves.
Well, because the Spring Awakening fans called them, the Bend and Ginger Snappers. The
gay or Europeans.
the ginger bend and snappers.
I love
like gingerbread.
Yes.
Yeah. And the fan culture with Legally Blonde was so odd. It's like we always like to say like, oh, this was the show that started such and such. No one can really pinpoint exactly like what's the thing. You could argue like, oh, Rent is really what started like stage door culture and that fandom.
Sure.
But like, even back in 1979, like Evita had its fans that just like went to go see Patty all the time.
Yeah.
And Wicked and Hairspray were huge as well. Like Spring Awakening was sort of like a slow burn for teenagers that year because it came out, it got all these reviews, no one was seeing it for a while, and it was sort of the underground like, oh, everyone who's cool like Spring Awakening, and then when it blew up at the Tonys, it became like the cool thing to like. And weirdly, Legally Blonde had the reverse where like it came out and it was the popular choice because it was based on this movie everyone knew and loved. And then when it didn't get a Tony nomination for Best Musical and business started to slip, like all of a sudden, oh no, like we're the cult show. It used to be like Spring Awakening was the cult show and then they switched.
It's so interesting too because it's now that you just said that, it's one of the first musicals based off of a movie in the before that became like every musical was every movie was made into a musical.
That's not totally true.
Yeah, but what that year or like the year before in the early 2000s
of the year of Spring Awakening. So, of the year of Legally Blonde, of that season, I should say, Legally Blonde based off of a movie, Grey Gardens. Based off a movie, and like also, I don't know if you remember that season. I was the lone Grey Gardens stan.
I was about to say.
It was.
I don't know how popular Grey Gardens was.
It was me.
It was you.
Well, there were older gays, but
of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always every Tony season. I am the lone wolf.
That's
that was the year where I realized
someone has to support
Grey Gardens.
Grey Gardens.
It was always gonna be. I'll always support that show. Legally Blonde, Grey Gardens, Mary Poppins. And I want to say there was one more, but like honestly, who can remember?
I just don't know. I don't know why, but it just feels more substantial. Like it feels like that was such a big movie to change into a musical. Like Grey Gardens, niche.
You're absolutely right. What it was.
And that's not Disney.
Yeah. Well, so it's Legally Blonde. It's not the first. It was really when the idea of a movie being turned into a musical really soured because before Legally Blonde, we had movies turned into musicals that turned out really well. Some turned out poorly, but like every season, there were some that were great, some that weren't, and it never really felt that often like a corporate thing.
Exactly.
The first Broadway musical I can think of where it was based off of a movie where where critics and the community kind of shunned it because it felt like a cash grab was big because FAO Schwartz was a producer of it and there was that whole scene and it was so soon after the movie. A lot of times before then, like if it's based off of a movie, so for example, like 42nd Street is really the first musical based off of a movie I can think of where it was like the same title as the movie. So it's 42nd Street, the musical. Because before then, you have like Smiles of the Summer Night becomes A Little Night Music.
Right.
You have Nights of Cabiria becomes Sweet Charity.
Like based off of movies.
Yeah, inspired by. They make changes, and on top of that, not movies that necessarily are like huge international phenomena that like are a sure bet. Like Carnival, that musical was never a sure bet because while Lily was popular, it wasn't like, oh yes, the whole country.
No.
Went to go see Leslie Caron and Lily. No, 42nd Street was, it was a popular movie in the 30s. It wasn't a sure thing, but it was still 42nd Street, the musical, becomes this phenomenon, international, like the British invasion, market it, stamp it, ship it all across the world, all over the world, I should say. And then in the 90s ushers in the musical. Lion King, the musical. Beauty and the Beast, the musical.
You got your Disney's, yes.
Exactly. And a lot of those musicals, instead of reinterpreting the movie for stage became, okay, how do we give people what they know and love and add enough like original musical theaterness to it so it's a little different.
But keep everything else. Yeah.
Exactly. And then in the early 2000s, like we had The Producers in Full Monty, which still like if you watch those shows and then watch the movies they're based on, they change some shit. Like Full Monty takes place in England, and then for the stage show, it takes place in Baltimore. The producers, wildly different from the movie. Thoroughly Modern Millie, even very different from the movie. And I've talked about it with the Janine Tesori series. Thoroughly Modern Millie has its issues. If you see the movie it's based off of, my God, do they make giant strides. And they should be absolutely complimented for the strides they took. Hairspray, quite different from the movie. Like, really, these kind of things. And then I want to say, like, Spamalot is really when it is, like, when everyone was like, because Spamalot won Best Musical in 2005 and was generally considered to be the weakest of the four. But it was the biggest hit. It was the most like, oh, everyone loves the movie. Here we go. Let's add some songs. And then after Spamalot, we get Wedding Singer, which, you know, wasn't good, but also flopped, so no one really cared.
Yeah.
And then Legally Blonde was coming into town as, like, it's a movie that was super successful.
Yes.
Everyone knows it. It made Reese Witherspoon a fucking movie star.
Exactly.
And so everyone's like, oh, here comes the cash grab of the year. Weirdly more so than Mary Poppins, which, like, I don't understand how that happened.
No.
Yeah. Everyone was like, I mean, Mary Poppins isn't a British import, but whatever. Yeah. But, like, Legally Blonde, they were like, oh, God, here comes this piece of shit. And, like, liking it was sort of considered not cool.
Like, it felt like it was cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
It had that I'm not saying it was. I'm saying the stigma of it being like,
well, also
that musical. That's
also
like,
because I don't know if you remember, you weren't really into, like, the inner workings of the Broadway scene in high school the way that I was.
No.
You were friends with me, so you probably would.
I'm sure I heard plenty, but no.
But, like, the way we talk about the industry now that you're in it.
Yes.
I like talking to you about this stuff because I'm like, oh, Abby likes to hear
I
the
do.
things.
I'm a good listener, and I'm a sponge.
It's not like I talk a lot or anything.
No. I hope everyone's going to tune in for my facial expressions.
This is the reason why people need to subscribe to the Patreon. Coming July 31st. Nothing else is happening that day, everyone. Nothing else is happening that day.
I do feel like Legally Blonde does a good job, like you were saying, does a good job of sticking to pretty close to what the movie was.
Yeah. Well,
plot-wise, everything, like, it's what you expect. There's not crazy differences in, like, what happens in the structure.
Legally Blonde as a musical is, having rewatched the movie in preparation for this, I was actually surprised at some of the more subtle moments in the movie, like some more nuanced scene work of the movie. And, like, the movie also has its issues.
Yes.
Some things are silly and some things politically do not age super well.
Yes, it did. Definitely some things did not age well.
Yeah. But the way that the movie handles sort of empowerment, independence, and, like, female camaraderie is not so rah-rah divine sisters, secrets of the Aya sisterhood. It's more just on a human level. Like, Elle does not go around in the movie being like, women are awesome, people should take women more seriously. She's just, like, kind of oblivious that there's negativity in the world because she just so believes in herself. She's always been supported by everyone. And so her going to Harvard and getting undermined, to her it's not like, oh, like, women should support other women. She was like, why aren't people nicer? And then she, by succeeding in her own right and people recognizing that there's more to her than what they think, all the moments that have female connection, it's never like, women are awesome, but rather like, oh, you're a lovely human being that I never, like, her, the whole thing with her and Vivian in the movie, so much better than it is in the show.
Agreed.
Where the show does better is actually Elle's relationship with Emmett. But we will get into all of this. I wanted to say, with Legally Blonde, when it was coming in that season of 2007, Legally Blonde, so first of all, I have some notes here.
History.
Book by Heather Hatch. I don't know how to say her last name. Heather co-wrote Freaky Friday.
Great.
And they announced the team for this in 2004. And also, I think part of another reason why people were sort of like, oh, cash grab, is that the theatrical division of MGM, which produced the movie, produced the show, in addition to other Broadway producers. So again, it's like, oh.
I mean, but that kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, but what else is it? Who goes to Broadway being like, I don't want to make big cash here?
Well, Broadway is not a sure bet. And the only way you can ever really ensure that your show will have a life afterwards is to make the best show possible. Not the most sellable show. Like, just make a good show that people will want to see and do.
But if they have that good producing behind it and all that money, At least
Sure.
there's more possibilities. I'm just saying.
But
I don't judge them.
Over
for
the
that
years, we do
necessarily.
eventually see trends. So, like, all these movie studios now actually
Yes.
have theater divisions, which
Right.
they didn't used to have.
Absolutely. Okay. So I can see why it would have been seen as a no-no.
Because now
or
it's like,
a
oh,
little,
let's go into our
trepidatious.
let's go into our canon, because it's no longer like what's the best fodder for a musical, but rather like what is one of our more popular titles. Mm-hmm. Make it into a musical.
Done.
So they announced the show in 2004 with Heather Hack, and then Lawrence O'Keefe and Nell Benjamin, married couple, are doing the score. Do you know what Lawrence O'Keefe was most famous for at that point?
No, what?
Bat Boy.
That came from left field for me. Mm-hmm. We love Bat Boy. Well, hold on. I love some songs from Bat Boy.
Bat Boy is like a Urinetown show where if you do it well, it's great.
It's so fun.
It is hard to do well, though, because it is odd.
I know someone that was in Bat Boy that I saw. His name is Matt Koplik. It may have been at Stage Door Manor.
Guilty.
Anyways, but yeah.
Listen,
no.
did I
That's
redefine
impressive. Bat Boy's impressive.
Did I redefine what a star-making turn at Stage Door Manor could be with Bat Boy? Possibly.
It's possible.
It's possible. Did I choke on my thing during the dress rehearsal? Yes. Did I trip over the set at our first...
All of that for like 3 performances.
3 performances. The amount of shit I went through for 3 performances. My God. No, but it's Lawrence O'Keefe. He wrote the score for Bat Boy, and I think co-wrote the book. So he was an underground cultish figure already, because people loved Bat Boy, or at least the theater, a lot of young kids in the theater community loved Bat Boy. I don't think anyone really knew much about Nell Benjamin's work at that point. But everyone's like, okay, at the very least, like, the score will be interesting.
Yeah.
And then I remember they did a reading in 2005, and they were a demo of the opening number of Oh My God, You Guys came out in the summer of 2006. They were going to San Francisco in January of 2007. This is a long way to get back to the point I was originally going to make. But the demo of Oh My God, You Guys came out, and I remember so many people were like, this sounds like garbage, which is ironic because I think it's one of the better opening numbers the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But because
out of context too, and just releasing that, I get it.
Because it is very bubblegummy, teeny boppery, and the lyrics are on the like shallow side, but that is sort of the point. Those sorority sisters, we can't analyze yet. But so that comes out, and then they go to San Francisco for their out of town tryout, where they explode. And on top of this, Broadway.com was following them throughout their journey. Actually, what was it called? It was called Going Blonde. After it, they had done the same thing the year before for Lestat. Do you remember Lestat?
It rings a bell.
But Broadway.com's following the show.
Yeah.
They're going to do a whole thing. I remember they were going to like redo Laura Bell Bundy's apartment. I don't know. It was all this shit.
They're like following her. They're following it. They're like documentary style.
This is going to be the show. It's going to be the
show.
Yeah. Sure. But then they go to San Francisco where they get these amazing reviews. They sell
Super
out.
Hit.
Yeah. San Francisco loves it. I sent you that clip.
Yes.
Oh
my gosh. They were going
nuts.
They're
used to nuts. So there are 2 bootlegs from San Francisco, which is fun to watch because there's one number that got totally redone. Positive used to be a song called Love and War, which was a lot darker. Darker in the sense of how Legally Blonde could be dark.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same basic premise as Positive, but it's in a minor key, and they're much more like, rip her hair out, cut her guts open. But yeah, there's
violence.
There's one bootleg in particular where it's kind of be towards the end of the run where the audience is on fire for it, and it's unfortunately the whole thing is not on YouTube, but someone put together a compilation of Leslie Kritzer clips from that bootleg together. And you hear the audience die for it. Especially, I think I sent it to you to watch, particularly for when they begin Bend and Snap. And you hear a gay in the mezzanine shout, "Work!"
It's outrageous that they had that kind of a following and like backup. People were ready. Yeah. People were. They wanted it. But they wanted it.
But that's the kind of audience reaction that I love because those were not to like be derogatory towards teenagers because we were teenagers at the time, but you listen to the audience reaction from that bootleg, it's all adults going crazy for it. So it's like, it's a respectful, like earnest, they're not doing it because they are fangirling, they're doing it because they're like genuinely enjoying themselves. And then it cuts to Broadway and you watch some of those bootlegs and like the screaming girls who are just there to be like, I want to make sure Laura Bell Bunty knows I'm here. I want Christian Borle to hear that I screamed for him.
Yep.
It's where we're at a lot now with Broadway. It's just like audiences react in a way where I'm like, the people on stage know you're there.
They see that there's an audience out there.
You don't have
stop screaming. Like, yes.
It's apparently it's apparently gotten to the point at Beetlejuice where Alex Brightman has like started yelling at the audience of like,
don't blame him.
Yeah, he's
sure.
I auditioned. You didn't. Stop talking. Stop reciting my lines.
It's not about you.
No, it's not about you, Claudia. But when that came out that they had these reviews from San Francisco, everyone's like, is this the show that's gonna fucking win the Tony? Because everyone thought it was like Spring Awakenings to lose.
Yeah.
And then like Legally Blonde opens in San Francisco and everyone's like, Jesus Christ.
Do it.
Yeah, this might be the thing. And then there's a lot of conspiracy that part of the reason why it didn't get nominated for Best Musical was the Tony nominating committee was concerned if it was nominated, it would win.
The politics.
I know. The same conspiracy that people have about Aida not getting a Best Musical nomination that year.
Okay.
Because they're like, if it was nominated, it was going to win. And we couldn't bring ourselves to give Disney a second Best Musical Tony.
Okay.
Which honestly, that makes more sense to me than Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde, yeah.
But like Legally Blonde, they go to San Francisco, they come to Broadway, they open at the Palace Theater, which again, like anytime a musical opens at a big theater like the Palace or the Broadway, there's a feeling from people in the community that like, oh, so these producers are convinced they have a hit.
They're confident
that they can
fill that house.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always like a little bit of a stigma with that.
Yep.
Which is a little unfair. Sometimes your show is just big.
And your show is big and you need a big house.
Yeah.
And also it's hard to get Broadway real estate and what's available when you want it and when it's so
Yeah. And like Broadway real estate has changed now that we have premium seating and you can have a higher budgeted show in a medium-sized house if you mark the ticket pricing well enough.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Like a Hamilton with the running cost that they have, or like better yet, Moulin Rouge. Mm-hmm. From what I understand, has about $1 million running cost. They're at the Al Hirschfeld Theater, which has about 1,400 seats.
Yeah.
If this were 1992, they would never make their money back. They would have to be in the Majestic or in the Broadway because there was no such thing as that kind of premium seating of like $450 for center and then scaling out from there. You can do that now. Like Legally Blonde could have fit in the Neil Simon or the August Wilson even and like done premium seating and been fine. But yeah, sometimes you just have to do it.
Yep.
And we have those big theaters still because of like how the landscape used to be for pricing your shows. And it's just hard to fill them now. But they opened, and we'll talk about what happened when they opened, all that Tonys and bullshit in a second. Abby.
Yes.
Abigail, what is Legally Blonde about? Set the scene.
It's about, like, plot-wise, or, like, what is its core about? Because I have opinions.
No, plot-wise.
Okay, plot-wise. It's about this lovely blonde lass who... I'm already bringing the Irish in.
What's her name?
Elle Woods. Mm-hmm. Her name is Elle, Woods.
Woods, L.
Woods, Elle. Yep, that's what I meant. And she is in love with Warner, her boyfriend. She's part of a sorority, and all she does is hang out with her sorority gals.
Yeah.
And she is just your stereotypical blonde to a T. She really wants to get engaged to her boyfriend, and she thinks that she's going to get engaged when he asks her out on this fancy date. Instead, he breaks up with her, and he's about to go to law school at Harvard, and she's like, no, what can I do to get him back? Well, I know what I can do. I can win him back by being a serious Harvard girl.
Serious is the important word.
Serious Harvard gal. So... Elle, who apparently has a 4.0 GPA, I mean, yes, I'm not surprised that she's smart. I'm surprised that, like, they don't mention that until this point. Like, it's just, like, thrown away a little bit.
We'll get into all of that.
But anyways, So she's like, you know what? On a whim, I'm just going to do the LSATs. Her friends are like, do it. And her one nerdy friend's like, you're not going to get in. You got to do all this stuff. Kate Weatherhead. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this.
Book writer for Delaware's Piranha, Kate Weatherhead.
I know. So just
they say the meek shall inherit.
Happened. But yeah, so she gets into Harvard. She gets 175 on her LSAT, gets into Harvard, goes there, sees Warner. She's like, hey, babe, I'm here now. We can date. I'm serious. And he's already with a new girlfriend. She's devastated. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. But she meets a nice guy named Emmett who, like, you know, helps her with studying and stuff and gives her the confidence that she needs, in addition to Paulette.
Yes,
right?
Paulette. Yeah. The nail technician.
Paulette, her nail technician that she literally meets, and 5 minutes later, Paulette's like spilling her life to her, and they're having a...
Yeah, sure.
We'll get into this.
There are people. Listen,
I know
there are people out there that do that.
Doesn't surprise me. It happens. But anyway, she's like, I want to be a brunette, and she's like, Elle, don't do that. That would be the biggest mistake of your life. You're a blonde. And so she doesn't change who she is, but she starts studying. She does really well, and essentially she has to like prove herself to Warner, and she still thinks she wants to get him back. She's still like, I can be the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so to go into then.
Yes.
The murder trial. What happens next?
So basically, there's
enough of Warner. Enough of him. He's a flop.
Yeah. Well, so there's a big murder trial. What's her name?
Brooke Wyndham.
Brooke Wyndham, a fitness instructor, is on trial for murdering her husband, and Elle ends up basically being like a lawyer boss by befriending this Brooke Wyndham and gaining info that
Elle gets brought on. Elle gets brought on the legal team. Elle gets brought on Brooke's defensive legal team because Brooke's lawyer happens to be Elle's teacher at Harvard, and the caseload is so big, he's taking on first-year interns.
A couple of people are helping.
Yes, including Warner and Vivian.
Yes,
and Enid Hoops, and Elle's the one who ends up being the most helpful on the team by befriending Brooke, by all the...
They both were in the same sorority.
Yeah. And then also, like, using other tactics besides, like,
the normal route you'd go.
Yes, exactly.
Personal thing. Yes.
Exactly. She gets Brooke's alibi, but she won't use it because Brooke tells her in confidence. We can get into it. But yes. And then the next monkey wrench that happens is after Alec gets a really big win for the team, her professor, Callahan... makes a move on her, which shatters her completely, because everything she thought she achieved at Harvard, she thought she got out of her own merit and like proving that she actually was somebody, and it turns out no, just another person who looks at her as a pretty face,
a pretty blonde,
and she decides she's going to leave then. But then Vivian, Warner's cold ass fiance. She comes. Don't you dare!
No, you're amazing.
Yeah,
bitch.
Yeah. So Brooke fires Callahan, has Elle as her main legal defense now. Emmett helps her with that as well. Mm-hmm. And Elle ends up winning the day. She proves that Brooke is innocent, that someone else murdered Brooke's husband, and Elle graduates top of her class. Yep. And she and Emmett get engaged at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
She finds her true love.
Now I found my life, my God.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We got to get into... I have some...
Okay.
I don't...
What would you like... What's the first thing you want to talk about?
So the first thing I want to talk about... first of all, I'm just looking at this musical now, just like you. It has grown on me so much. Mm-hmm. When it was first out, it did feel like... I had fun seeing it, but I didn't think that it was that substantial. I didn't think the songs... I was like, they're catchy. Watching it now, having seen a lot of bad shows, I'm extremely impressed with the consistency of this show and the high level of like performance commitment. Mm-hmm. And like, there are some really amazing songs. I mean,
it's a really strong score.
It's extremely strong. And there are only like a couple songs that I'm like, okay.
Well, there are songs that people I know consider like the clunkers that I don't necessarily think are bad. I understand why they would be skippable for some people. Like, I understand why people skip Blood in the Water. It is not the bop. The positive is Blood in the Water, though, I think is an extremely crucial song and very
plot-wise, absolutely,
and like sets a tone that is foreshadows to Elle, all this other stuff.
I think
I have one big note on the score.
Go for it.
No, I'm putting a pin in this.
Okay, put a pin in it.
Because
score.
I'm going to make a lot of like nitpicky things
great.
I have with the show, and for a show that I overall think is really strong.
Yes, that's how I feel too.
I have nitpicky things, but I have one big major question when it comes to the score. But we'll get to it.
Okay. Well, essentially, I just want to comment on the vocals because I was very impressed throughout. The filmed version of it
on the MTV.
Laura Bell Bundy's consistency is fantastic, and the one part where she just like can't sustain during better than before, she takes a breath in before, and the then is off pitch.
Yes, it is.
However, as someone
also, I want everyone to notice that Abby did all those notes correctly on pitch.
Well, I just like screamed them. That was not pretty.
Abby's got a very good vocal range.
Well, thanks. But this is not me criticizing Laura Bell Bundy. This is me actually saying she's a human. And I am advocating for the fact that like that was an extremely difficult thing to do. That score for her is outrageous. And the fact that that was the only thing where I was like, your human is showing a little bit. Like, I really thought that she was able to get that big, juicy belt out of, like, a good chunk of this show. So that was the only part I was like, oh.
That was also a reshoot, that note, because famously at the MTV taping, she bummed that note bad.
Oh, no.
Badly. And they had to reshoot it.
Did that happen to her on Broadway a lot?
I forgot that I even had this thought as well. This is another major criticism I have of the show.
Because I don't want to harp on her voice. I was very impressed. I don't want to be rude about it.
Laura Bell Bundy is extremely talented. She got criticized when the show opened by critics, and we'll go into why in a second. Because there's a very big reason why Legally Blonde the movie became such a success, and it's something that you can't really musicalize, which is the fact that Reese Witherspoon played Elle Woods, and Reese Witherspoon is a very good actress. She was a movie star about to explode, and that was the right vehicle for her. She knew exactly everything she did in that movie was perfect from an acting perspective, but also then just like as a movie star. And you can't musicalize a movie star's performance
because you have to sing songs in between all of this.
And Laura Bell Bundy had the enviable task of having to take on what is a killer role, like just in terms of like what is required of you physically, vocally, stamina-wise, and then also having to deliver what the role needs and not be a carbon copy of Reese Witherspoon. The problem is like you go too far in the other direction of like whiny teeny boppery. You lose what made Reese Witherspoon so special in the role of Elle, what makes Elle such an interesting character.
Stoicism in it too.
There is an earnestness, but also a kind of like Reese's chipperness as Elle was not necessarily overly giggly and bubbly.
No, that's what I mean. Like it was very grounded, even though it was it was like so bubbly, but her physicality of it was like very confident in what she was.
Yeah, when she walks into Harvard with all of her stuff and she's like, boys, this way, and when she's moving in.
She's doing.
Yeah, she's all good. Yeah. I mean, does things that are over the top for sure, but again, she's Reese Witherspoon, so it's all anyway, point is, Laura Bell Bundy, very talented, and she was also still pretty young. She was like in her mid-20s when it came out. So the fact that it took that much of a toll on her tells you the role of Elle Woods in Legally Blonde the musical is awfully written from a perspective of stamina. It is mean to make an actress. She almost never leaves the stage. She's singing all the time. And, like, it's not Evita. She's not singing E's and F's, but she is constantly hitting C's.
And C's can be harder.
Yeah, it's like, part of the passaggio. And the way she has to sing it, like, to go from the end of, oh my God, you guys, into Serious, into What You Want, where she's never leaves and is dancing up a storm. She gets 5 to 10 minutes of musical respite, but she's still on stage acting opposite people. And then you have some that's so much better, which is Another Mountain.
Yep.
I would argue Act 2 is easier for her vocally.
Vocally, yes.
But she has to get through all of Act 1. It's mean. It's very mean.
It is.
And I don't think that they realized that.
Because I think it's like, it is all about L, right? It's L, 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 L.
Yeah.
And you can only give so much to the rest of the people around her, right? Like,
Yeah.
And they wanted to keep it bubbly, belty, fun.
Yeah. And ironically, there's a demo of actually Carrie Butler doing So Much Better back when, I think they did their very first reading. Because Carrie Butler has the Lawrence O'Keefe connection due to Bat Boy. And, she was playing teenagers and college students up until 4 years ago. And So Much Better was originally in an even higher key. I think, also Carrie Butler's Carrie Butler. That's where she lives.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's
very different sound.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things where sometimes just half a step up, even though it's higher.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
It's in the right. It's in
pocket,
the placement is so much easier.
Yeah.
Having that issue
and it
right
also
now,
sounded better in that I hear the original key and and I like the song as it's written
Yep.
and out, but you hear the original key, you're like, oh, this actually fits a lot better.
Yeah.
And then they took it down a step, and then they took it down another step after Laura bummed the note.
Right.
And when by the time Laura had left, I think the final note was a B instead of a C. But yeah, no, it's a monster of a role.
It's a monster of a role, and that was one thing I noticed while watching. I also just want to mention that there's a lot of violence jokes in the show. It's there's a lot of just choose violence a lot in a joking way. I wrote choose violence always. I don't know why I wrote that. I think it was when they were doing positive, probably.
Yeah, but that's also the joke.
It was funny,
positive.
and and it paid off.
Yeah. Whipped Into Shape, they also have some violence in there.
Yeah,
but again,
but it didn't bother me. It was just kind of one of those okay, I see what they're doing.
That's the thing about Whipped Into Shape is Whipped Into Shape is a great Act 2 opener, and it's Brooke Wyndham's workout video that the legal team is watching because Callahan is telling everyone, here's who we're defending, here's what happened. And they go, she claims she didn't kill her husband. I'm like, well, did she? He goes, well, let's watch more of the tape, shall we? And it's her telling her customers how to have self-defense against an attacker with the rope. And yes, it's intense, but with a bubbly smile, but I'm also she's telling women how not to get attacked. It's
good.
Yeah, that's a great, if anything, I'm she's
empowering women
if anything,
to fend off attackers.
Yeah. That should be the evidence that she didn't do it, Callahan. Another note is about Callahan. Anyway,
I was just one other thing. I was so cognizant of the fact that they go okay, she's all about love, and then love turns into law, turns into there's one musical part where she's law is love, or that kind of thing.
When she helps Paulette get the dog, and she's love, this is what
it is. And she finds her love within something else in her life, and it all grounds her. And I really appreciated how they did that kind of seamlessly, and it became law, and then it became just about her and who she is, and not about any other outside source. Yeah. I really liked that. I have to say, I appreciated that they kind of had consistency throughout of following that trajectory.
Using the love and I will also say, when you lead with love in a dramatic story, that's the thing that takes you from pretty good to just people will fucking follow you everywhere.
Yep.
The people always talk about Titanic, for example. Titanic, the movie, not the musical, does the miracle of still ending on a loving, happy note, despite the fact that it's about the sinking of Titanic. Yeah. But that ending on that scene where she gets to go back and she gets to kiss Leonardo DiCaprio, that's the difference between it being a good movie and making $2 billion worldwide.
Yep.
Something La La Land, which is literally about their love for each other and the love for their craft. I know it makes some people uncomfortable. Some people really don't like earnest passion, but that's what made that movie explode. It's what made Greatest Showman, for lack of a better, good reason, explode. It's what made Les Mis an international phenomenon, because one of the last lines of the show is to love another person is to see the face of God. And I'm who doesn't want to hear that sometimes? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
You lead with love. And Legally Blonde does that in a much more bubbly kind of way.
Very bubbly.
Yeah.
I will save my opinions on Christian Borle for later.
Are they negative opinions?
Yeah, we might have some differing opinions here.
Oh my
I know. Okay,
You're the second person this week
really
to come for me
hold
for
on.
this. Anyway.
Let's be clear here. Do I love Christian Borle?
You don't love him in this.
Yes. I found was he like charismatic, cute? Was his acting great? Yes. Did I find his singing like I was listening to a college showcase belting kind of vibe? Yeah. I don't know. It felt very unfinished to me. It felt very... and I know he's not like a singer, but I've seen him in other things more recently where I'm like, your voice is great and you sound... it didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me.
Wow. Guys.
Yeah.
Abby's basic. Abby's
or am
basic.
I really advanced?
No, you're really advanced. No, I think that's very fair.
But I really like him.
I've never been like all up on his...
I guess it didn't need to be.
I've never been all up on his singing voice. I've never been like, you know what I really want to listen to?
Christian
Borle's version of this song. I've always liked his singing voice, but it's always connected to how he performs, how he acts. Like I don't listen to him and go, oh my God, the most buttery of voices. Like it's not like Gavin Creel, but because he is, in my opinion, one of the best musical actors we have right now, it's never been for me about like, I could listen to it all day. It's more like I could listen to him act all day through song.
Absolutely. I guess it just didn't fit for me in this show.
It is very nasal, yes.
It was just like, I expected it to be someone that had like this really beautiful, I don't know.
Listen,
but maybe that's just...
We were talking about Pingy singing. I didn't say it was just the women that Legally Blonde continued that trend with. I would argue they're more rounder vowel singing from some women in that show than there was from Christian, and what's his face who plays Warner? Richard Blake.
Richard Blake, yes. Richard J. Blake or something like that. Richard H. Blake.
I mean, if you're playing Warner Huntington III, you have
to have a middle initial there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about a song first or a character first?
A song.
Okay. Give me a song. Do you want to talk about the opening? Do you want to talk about...
No, I want to talk about Right in Front of You. Oh, no.
What do you want?
What you want.
That's what
right
it's called.
In front of you.
Yes. Great. I'm glad you said this. Something that I think Legally Blonde does really well, musical theater storytelling wise, is the montage number.
Yes.
They use montage numbers so well.
Seamlessly.
The What You Want, Chip on Your Shoulder, I would even argue a little bit of Whipped into Shape. Take It Like a Man. Even the Legally Blonde remix. The way that they make time pass, the way that they move story along over the course of like a 6-minute number, great. Yeah. And I think What You Want is a great version of that. What do you want to discuss with What You Want?
Well, what I loved about it were the vocals. I thought Laura Babundy sounded fantastic on that song.
She does sound great on that.
And it's a really sharp, like, it's just concise. It gets through a lot of story, like we were just saying. Yeah. And it's not, oh my God, you guys, it's not positive and it's not like so much better.
Yeah.
It actually feels to me like a very purposeful number. Hold on. Warner. It's this one, right?
Yeah. What you want? Yeah. What you want? I know the actual words. Would you like the actual words,
no,
Abby?
I don't. I like that.
What you want, Warner? What you want is me. What you need to
see me in a brand new domain. Well, it's plain. Warner in a different setting. You will see you're getting all of this plus a brain. I'll meet you there at Harvard with a book in my hand. Big sturdy book, big wordy book, full of words I'll understand and write. There is where you'll see it too. Warner, what you want is right in front of you. What you want is clear. What you want right here. What you want is right in front of you. What you want is clear. What you want right here.
There's something about it that makes me pumped up for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
When I was listening to that was the first song where I was like, oh, I'm in. I don't know. That's all I have to say about it. It's not that.
Well, it is the beginning of the love theme motif.
That's true.
Love, I'm doing this for love.
It felt like it had a lot of different. Maybe it was the montage that made it so special. Like it felt like it had a lot of different levels to it.
Also, so a moment about what you want that I love. I was talking about this earlier in terms of like the girl empowerment in Legally Blonde and sort of the difference between the movie and the show in this respect. Like the movie is never outwardly being like women stick together. Like it just does it. It's just many examples of female friendship.
Yeah.
And I think the culture shock for Elle when she gets to Harvard, being beautiful, being kind, being wealthy, she's always just been wrapped in a bubble of positivity. People have always just been supportive of her no matter what. And you see that with her sorority. Like you assume, because they're all pretty wealthy girls, majority white, you're like, oh, they must be bitches. Mm-hmm. They're not. They're all very nice, and they're nice to each other. They have
supportive of each other,
and that comes from a confidence and self-assuredness of like, I have nothing to fight for.
I'm not threatened by this
exactly.
person.
I'm okay with who I am and the things in my life.
Yeah.
So why would I want to sabotage you?
Yep.
Let me help. I like you. You're my friend. Let me help you.
Yeah.
And so you see that in the movie a lot. So like when Elle decides she's gonna apply to Harvard, and I love how just like confident Reese Witherspoon's just like, girls, I'm going to Harvard. She hasn't even applied yet. She hasn't even taken the LSAT. She's like, I'm just going.
She's also just,
I don't need backups. I'm going to Harvard. There are things about that movie that are just so fucking prime. But so her sorority, rather than like go, what are you doing going against the mold or anything like that?
No.
They're like, okay, great. Like
full support.
Yeah.
Great.
The
We're on board.
Her sorority sisters, like you see Elle have these late night study sessions.
Yep.
She's not alone. Like they're there with her.
Yeah.
Like one of her sorority sisters is helping her go through the LSAT practice. And like another one is helping like, grade it for her. And then when she gets it, they all celebrate. It's wonderful. So the musical channels that, which I really love.
Yeah.
And I love that it's not about being necessarily a woman so much as just about like pure love and friendship. And so like Elle's love for Warner is what's driving her, and her friend's love for her is what makes them jump on board.
Yeah.
And we do have the one Kate Weatherhead friend who takes place for the counselor at college.
Yes.
That's in the movie, the one who's like, Harvard's not going to be impressed that you aced history of polka dots, because Elle does have a 4.0.
Yes.
And we establish in Oh My God, You Guys, which is, they take the scene from the movie as well, where Elle is trying on her dress for the Warner date where she thinks she's going to get proposed to. And a sales associate thinks, oh, she's a dumb blonde. I'm going to sell her this dress that's normally half off for full price. And Elle catches it immediately. She doesn't demand that this woman be fired. She doesn't drag her for filth. She just, she consent. She's probably had this done to her before.
Yep.
Her bullshit detector is up. And rather than like put a snooty,
make her feel bad too.
Yeah. What she does is actually she plays along, and at any moment this woman could say, actually, I don't know, but it is brand new. She like sets up all these traps for her. Oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. Yeah, absolutely. One of a kind. She goes, great. So everything I said was bullshit. And I know that this isn't on sale. Yeah. So there you go. And so you know that she knows what she's talking about. She's smart. She can put two and two together. She thinks outside the box.
Elle saw right through that salesgirl's lies. It may be perfect for a blonde, but I'm not that blonde. I may be in love, but I'm not stupid, lady. I've got eyes.
Oh my God, Elle Wood, sorry, our mistake. Courtney, take your break. Just ignore her. She hasn't been well. Try this late.
So we already know that like she's not vapid. She, like her priorities have always just been very specific things. Yeah. So her intelligence has always gone to that. And so when Kate Weatherhead's like, I know you have a 4.0, it's in fashion merchandising. Like that doesn't help you with Harvard. And then by the way, you have to get at least a 174 on your LSAT. I believe in the movie they say 170. And Elle in the movie gets a 179. Yes. In the musical she gets 175. Do you know what the highest score you can get on the LSAT is?
I thought it was a 180.
It is 180. Which is almost impossible to do.
Yes.
It's considered great if you get 160. Like you want to aim for 160, and if you get 150, like you'll still get into a top law school. If you are 179, like she is in the movie, you are in the 99.99 percentile. If you get a 175, you are in the 99.95 percentile. Elle is a genius. She is a genius.
She literally studied for like a month Not even days.
Yeah, most people spend like a year studying for the
Sorry,
LSATs.
my husband just texted me. I need to make sure my dog is not limping anymore.
Abby has a husband, everyone. She's married. I love it when people who are married on this podcast come on the podcast.
I'm like,
and
I have to have.
don't shut up about how married they are.
Well, and I have a puppy.
Yeah, puppy.
Okay.
Who has puppies anymore? Bruiser.
Bruiser. Mine's cuter than Bruiser.
Bruiser's cute.
No, Bruiser's very cute.
Yeah.
I do like. What were we just talking about?
We're talking about what you want. Elle being
right,
genius.
Yeah, Elle is a genius, and I guess it's like you want so much for Elle, right? Like you're rooting for her, but you're also rooting for her personal growth. You're not rooting for her for the reasons why she's doing it. Like you don't want her to go to Harvard to go and get Emmett. You're like, no, girl, move on with your life. Like I'm glad you're going to Harvard because you're going to get a law degree and you're going to kick ass. But I don't want you to go after Warner.
Well, like we follow Elle because we like Elle, and again, a character doesn't have to be likable. They just have to be engaging. Elle also happens to be very likable.
Yes,
she's a good person and always tries to lead with goodness. So we want her to succeed because we like her, and then when she gets there, we want her to grow because she's worth more than what she wants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how they hook us.
Yeah. That's okay. I think that's the trick to Legally Blonde is
I think that is.
Elle is worth more than what she wants at the beginning.
Yes.
And then
she grows to realize what she's worth.
Yes.
She finds her own worth.
Exactly. Another montage I want to talk about, speaking of montages, is Chip on Your Shoulder.
Oh,
now, here's a thing that I want to talk about. In the movie, how familiar are you with the movie? Do you remember?
Pretty familiar. I haven't seen it in a little while, but I mean, I saw it lots of times.
For every time someone tells me how much better the show is than the movie, and again, like it is very, I think it's an exchange where it's like
I think some things about
everything that the musical does better than the movie, there are things that the movie does better. It's a give and take. There's that great moment when Elle goes to the party that she thinks is a costume party, shows up in the bunny outfit.
Yes.
And it's at the party when she realizes that she can't be chasing Warner anymore.
Yeah.
And the musical and the movie do it for very two different reasons. In the musical, she's there and she's like still pursuing Warner, and she's like, we're gonna like the movie. Elle never lets her true intentions be shown. She's there and she's playing aloof with Warner the entire time, waiting for him to realize how serious she is. And in the movie, he's like, you're not smart enough. It's fine. You're just not smart enough to be here. And she's like, well, we got into the same school. We took the same LSATs. We're taking the same classes. She says like, wait, Warner, am I in Glue or did we not get into the same law school?
Yeah.
And then like, this is the reason why Reese Witherspoon is an Oscar winner, honestly, for the wrong role, but still, there's a zoom in on her when he's like, there's more valuable things to be doing with your time. And she goes, I'm never going to be good enough for you, am I?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember this so well.
It's a great moment.
Such a good line. And her realization, you see it. You see every moment.
And she pivots, she gets out there, and she says, I'm going to show you how valuable I can be. And from then on, she's
all about her.
She's a machine, and it's about proving everyone wrong. And by doing so, she realizes her own true value.
Yes.
And the brilliant brain that she has, the same brain that is able to catch that saleswoman in a lie, allows her to outshine her classmates, including Warner in class when the Sweeney versus whatever sperm case, where the
sperm case.
Yeah, where all her classmates think she's a joke when she says what she says, and Callahan's like, no, you just won your case.
You just won it.
Yeah, because
think outside the box.
100%, and that's what makes you. That's what separates you, the wheat from the chaff. Wheat from the chaff. Wheat from the chaff. Whatever it is. Well, I don't know. I'm not Elle Woods. Okay, no. I don't know these things.
And it is about like embracing your individuality and what you have to offer, because you have a different perspective than what someone else does.
Now, something that people don't. Not everyone loves about the musical is when Elle realizes that she'll never be good enough for Warner. And although I don't think that's exactly what happens, she just like gets very sad. And then she pulls a whole thing about Gloria Steinem where I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yes, the Gloria Steinem moment.
I'm like, first of all, musical Elle. There was a possibility that movie Elle at that point would know who Gloria Steinem was, and I was a Playboy Bunny.
Musical one does not.
Not one bit.
That is something that stuck out to me as well.
Not the
like,
girl.
Why are you yelling about Gloria Steinem?
Yeah, not the girl who hasn't cracked open a single law book yet.
No.
Although I do like that the musical, when Vivian says that Elle should be kicked out for not having done the assignment, and Elle says like we should need to stick together, and Vivian's like, you didn't do your work. Like in a way I do get why Vivian's not into Elle at the beginning. In addition to the whole Warner background, she's like, I'm here because I want to be a lawyer. I have a career I want to get to.
Yeah.
Like you're taking this as a joke. That's so insulting.
You're here to get a guy back maybe, or like threaten my relationship with him.
Yeah.
Totally. Even though she's a cold hard bitch, but
sometimes you gotta be.
Sometimes.
Listen, I am Vivian in a lot of ways, in the sense of like, I've talked about this on the pod before. I'm going to have all posts about it on social media at some point, of like, I don't get musical theater professionals who are like, I don't listen to musicals. I don't really know much about them. I just do them. I'm like, you don't have to be an uber fan like me. You don't have to know who won the Tony
to everything. Yes,
for everything. Yes. But like, you have to like this. You have to want to do this. Otherwise, why do it? Like, it's so hard of a career, and there are people who genuinely want to be doing this. Like, just because you're good at this doesn't make that enough. Like, you also have to want it. Like that, it's insulting to the people who really like.
There is a
give
reason
their
why
all.
like people study history of musical theater and stuff,
Yeah.
and it is important.
Listen, Audra McDonald knows about Rodgers and Hammerstein. You should too, and she has 6 Tonys for a reason.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
this is to say, chip on your shoulder. An issue that a lot of people have with the show is that Emmett is the one who kind of whips Elle into shape to prove everyone wrong.
This vanity's real picturesque, but it started its life as a desk. Clear it off and find some room for books instead.
What are you doing?
Can you live without this? Can you live without that? I don't know what this is.
It's for hair.
Wear a hat. Spend some time improving what's inside your head. Out, put it in storage, sell it on eBay, leave it behind. Out, what, are you angry? Good, so get angry. You may find a chip on your shoulder. Ooh, the room just got colder.
Hey.
But with the chance you've been given, why are you not driven as hell? There's just no way around it. You gotta plow through till you
Found it!
been reading it hard, I can tell.
And a lot of people have the issue that it's a man helping Elle instead of her doing it on her own. I'm going to make the argument that is a very American criticism, because in America, we define success as something you do on your own. Asking for help is a weakness. And then on top of this, with modern independence, with feminism, with gender expression, with LGBTQ civil rights, like the idea of asking for help from an ally on the other side of the line is considered an ultimate betrayal. And I'm like, it's not a weakness to accept help when you need it. And if someone can help you, it shouldn't matter what their gender is, what their sexual orientation is, like, or their ethnicity. Like, accept help.
That's what an ally is, right?
Yeah, literally. And like, it's not just the fact that he's a man. He's someone who's been through law school already. He
knows.
And if he is privileged for being a man, Elle is privileged for being rich, and which is what the song's about.
Exactly.
He literally sings about, like, I come from the wrong side of the tracks.
Yep.
I grew up with no money. I
literally have to do this. Like, I did this, or at least started because I felt like I had to.
Something to prove. He worked multiple day jobs.
Yep.
Like 2 jobs plus law school.
This blows her mind.
Yeah. Like, it's something that I'm like, that's a very shallow critique, in my opinion, and something that, again, is a very American criticism, that Elle doesn't do it on her own, but rather a man helps her. I'm like, doing it on your own and as opposed to having help does not make any one more impressive than the other.
No, and it's her experiencing, like, being in a new place for the first time, seeing people that aren't like her, seeing people who aren't rich, seeing people who have to work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Whether it's a man, a woman, or whatever. He's just representing that because we needed another love interest. Let's be real.
Well,
like,
Emmett is the love interest, yeah.
And we needed a good one.
And it helps their eventual story.
They have a bond.
Yeah, because the one thing in the movie that I'm like, I don't totally buy it is the relationship she has with Emmett. What makes us buy it is that she and the actor Luke Wilson have good chemistry.
They do.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, no, I buy that they're into each other, but like the script does not have a lot there. The musical definitely starts that connection a lot earlier, a lot deeper.
By the time they're shopping for him, like you're like, wow.
She repays the favor in the end. Because she was like, listen, you helped me with what you know to help me be better. And now that they're both on the legal team and Callahan says, like, you need to look better if we're going to be doing this, she takes Emmett shopping she's like, if people are going to take you seriously, you need to look.
Do this.
Yeah.
You need to look the part.
Yeah. Well, because it goes both ways. People say to her, you need to look the part if you want people to take you seriously. Okay, that means me wearing less pink. Emmett, that means you wearing Armani.
Yeah.
and not a
Yeah.
corduroy suit from the bargain bin. Because whether we...
Those patches.
Well, like, whether we like it or not, we say all we want, like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, you have to understand what equity means in order for there to actually be equality. I get all that. At the end of the day, we do still judge people by appearance. Like, like the studio we're in right now, let's say.
Yes.
It is very impressive because Tyler Milliron is an
really
impressive
nice.
man.
Yes.
If it did not look as impressive, and you know me, so like it wouldn't be
course.
so. But if someone knew we're coming in today to record with me and it did not look
Yeah.
as impressive as it was, they would definitely have like oh God, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
And then we would talk and then be like, oh,
And
we're
then
good.
it would be fine.
Yeah.
But that initial judgment would be there.
Yeah, for us to take people seriously, we do need to have like a certain presentation, a sheen. They always say like dress the part. What does that even mean? Like what is the part? What does that mean to dress the part, right? And for Elle and Emmett, it's sort of like meeting in the middle. She needs to not dress like she's at a halftime show, and he needs to dress like he's not, pulling all-nighters all the time. And there's a happy middle there. And it's also like just investing in yourself, and sometimes, making the extra splurge to look even more presentable is not a crime. Working Girl has a quote from Coco Chanel that I love, which is, dress shabby, they notice the dress impeccably, they notice the woman. Yeah.
Here I
And
am in my athleisure.
Yeah. Well,
But you noticed the woman, all right.
I've always noticed the woman. When you were 14, I was like, that's a woman.
That's a woman.
Not in a hello little girl kind of way, but
11
like
o'clock numbers.
11 o'clock numbers. No, but
I know exactly what you're saying.
And there's obviously the double standard for women always, but
Of course. And also things have changed significantly since this was happening.
absolutely.
There are certain situations where that's not the case. But of course, yes, we pass initial judgments based off of
Yeah.
society's whatever it has created in us. And
Yeah.
all
I also love that
shit,
they-
for good or bad reason.
I love that they include Paulette as part of Elle studying.
Yes.
That's lovely. I also love that they use the sorority sisters as a Greek chorus. I love that joke.
Yep.
This is a tragedy, and every tragedy needs a Greek chorus.
Yes, it's so good.
So good.
I did love that
And
too.
then and they establish firmly like they are in Elle's head. They're always going to be in Elle's head. And then they have like that weird time bending thing with the bend and snap, which is a musical number simply because it was so famous
It
from the
had to
movie.
be. It had to be.
It helps she's a bop. But like it's not that necessary. I do like how they reuse it though later on for the court case. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is another thing where like the show and the movie have a little rough around the edges. How the show treats queer characters is not my favorite. I don't mean this in a burn it to the ground, cancel kind of way. I think there's room for improvement. And I'm not talking about the song
Gay or European?
They're right there, also known as Gay or European. I actually think that song is hysterical.
It's so good.
And I love, this man is
It's-
gay and European.
Yeah, I wrote that
Yeah,
down. I
it's
was like,
great.
that line?
It always kills.
It
always
kills.
It
It is
kills.
so good.
It is
And
a really good song.
It's still good.
It is
like,
still
it
good.
It's still good.
It also answers the question as to why would Brooks Poolboy try to frame her for the murder by
Yes.
saying they had an affair
Yes.
when they didn't and he's gay. It's one of those things in the movie where like I don't get why he did this then.
Yeah.
For like he's gonna be put on trial for lying under oath. Like
Yeah. Why?
Why? It's and then if his boyfriend's in the courtroom, like why is his boyfriend sitting through all this? Why does the boyfriend snap when he's like he's just a friend? Like it's all all very shallow. But on top of that, in the movie, the way that Elle discovers that he's gay is that he can recognize the label of her shoes.
Right.
Gay men know designers, straight men don't. Which I'm like,
Okay.
and again, like the movie, for all of its wonderfulness, there are cringy moments. That's a cringy
Yes.
moment. The musical
Yes.
does something similar. It's better. It's better.
It is better.
It's not great, but it is better. It's an improvement where Elle has said earlier the bend and snap is 99.99% effective on straight men.
Yes.
So she does the bend and snap in front of the pool boy who said that he had the affair with Brooke, and it doesn't work on him. She does it, I think, one more time.
Yep, she
and
does
still
it
doesn't
twice
work.
and then
Yep.
runs away.
She's like, he's gay.
Yeah.
And then to prove it, she does it for everyone in the courtroom, and all the straight men are like, oh my God. And then once again, how the show is not great about queer people, Enid, the lone lesbian, she's
Yeah.
like, please, do it again. They make Enid such a
She's
vagina-hungry lesbian.
Extremely.
Yep.
Like, really in your face.
Yeah,
about it.
with
I
the
mean,
with the
really.
whipped into shape number, where she's like
Yes.
replaying Brooke doing hip
The
thrusts.
poor lone lesbian having
Yeah.
to represent
wearing
they
shabby
must-
pants and a shirt.
Yeah. So yeah, she's like has the most gross clothing.
And I would actually argue the movie handles Enid a lot better.
Yes.
Enid is a lesbian, but she's more just sort of insufferable because she's just such
an odd.
Yeah, doing like all these and like I would say I'm a liberal person. You're a liberal person, but like you and I can agree there are people in our inner circle where it's like you're a lot. Like I'm good on you,
yes,
but you're a lot.
Yes.
Enid is that person in the movie, and it's not because she's a lesbian. She's just a lot.
No, there's nothing to do.
No, she's just
with
a
her
lot.
sexual preference.
No, she's just a lot, and she judges Elle the same way that everyone else does. So the musical is just like Enid likes vagina,
Right?
yeah. And it's just really yeah. Can you do the bend and snap again, please? We should also mention, by the way, guys, Abby.
When you do the bend and snap, I can see everything, and I just
I mean, first of all, the bend and snap also is like the least sexual thing in the world.
It's not sexual at all.
It's so stupid.
It's like the old pick up a pen trick.
But like,
it's like ooh.
It's the old pick up a pen if you had epilepsy.
I was about to say, and then you snap back in a way that's like contorting yourself. Yeah. It's
Also, Abby, should we tell everyone about your childhood?
No. Sure. Raised by lesbians.
You say that like it's raised by wolves or something.
We're just gonna leave it there.
So I guess
A lot of lesbians surrounding me at all
what
times.
I should say is
A lot of
Abby just went hog wild in the way that the musical portrays.
That was accurate
Enid.
portrayal.
Abby's like, my childhood. Grew up in the village, raised by lesbians.
Imagine if my mom, Enid's based on my mom.
Your mom.
I'm kidding.
No, your
my
mom.
mom's fantastic. It should have been based on my mom.
Yeah.
My mom needs her own musical, but that's another.
Yes.
That's the
Your
story
mom
of the
is
day.
actually kind of like Holland Taylor in the movie The Professor that they cut for the musical. The woman who actually cuts
I love
Elle out of her.
her.
She's great.
She's great.
I prefer everything they do in the musical. I understand for the sake of economy.
Yes.
Callahan's the one that throws Elle out because we only really have time for
Yes.
one professor, and
Who
Callahan's the
played
one.
Callahan in the Broadway production.
Michael Rupert.
I saw it with someone else that is really famous, really good, grayish hair.
Michael Rupert.
Is that Michael Rupert?
Victor Garber did the movie.
Victor Garber.
He did the movie.
But he didn't do the musical at all.
No.
Okay, then I'm
And-
just confusing.
So, okay, again, speaking of like...
Because I loved him.
So, in a way, I think my ultimate complaint on a storytelling level with the show is for everything they do to musicalize the movie so well, I do think a lot of the characters are simplified. I think Paulette gets simplified. I think Elle
Definitely
kind of gets
Paulette.
simplified. And I think a lot of the Harvard people, Vivian does, I think Callahan does. Callahan becomes a super villainous lech the entire show, to the point where like him hitting on Elle doesn't
you
come
kind
out-
of expect it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm surprised he's not trying to finger blast Vivian all the time. Like, the movie, Victor Garber plays Callahan as like that pompous Ivy League professor most of the time. The kind of professor that you and I both know, because we had that. Like, Callahan in the movie.
I know exactly.
Yep. His name rhymes with Schmieber. And just, where it's just.
No, but it is. It's
He's
this
not-
like.
He's not an overt lech. He's just up his own ass of his own, like, my word is law.
It's
literally.
Bible.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I am aloof because I can afford to be, and because you are trying to please me, and because I have nothing to prove because I have this.
I'm the teacher of this.
And I'm a successful lawyer already with a huge law
Yes.
firm and all this other stuff. And he's.
You're all dying to please me.
Exactly. And treats everyone like an underling. And then when he hits on Elle, it's like, God damn it.
Another thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Just, I was like, you too, like, et tu, Brute? Because you at that point,
Yes.
you think he's actually a professor that's, because he respects intellect and creativity, you think, oh, great.
He gave her a chance because
'Cause
she's worth it. Because
he
she
recognized
deserves it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Callahan, of all people, is like, Elle Woods is in my legal
Yep.
team. And then it turns out it's because he wants to fuck her.
Yep.
And the musical, it's like, you know, for immediately it's because he wants to fuck
Yeah.
her. You're surprised he's taking
He
on
waited
anyone
that
else.
long.
And then he's taking anyone else but Elle. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, a guy like Callahan wouldn't go through those pretensions. He's just
No,
like,
it's
Elle
so
Woods
true.
only, and
It's
please
so
wear
true.
only see-through clothes, Elle Woods. Thank you so much, Elle
thank you.
Woods.
Yeah.
And then once she does the Bennett
Keep this photo on file.
Yep. Keep this one on file.
Frame it.
I'm surprised he wasn't like jerking
Yeah, I
off
was about
inside
to
the
say,
resume.
add some tissues nearby.
Yeah, when you find out her resume is scented in the musical, I was surprised he's not like,
Like-
it's scented.
And then Enid's like, you gotta always bring Enid back.
Bring Enid back. Hashtag justice for Enid.
I have multiple feelings. Obviously, I do not like that he hits on her.
No, you're not
I
supposed
don't
to
like that. I don't approve of it. I don't want him to.
No.
It's so frustrating because I'm like, do we need it because we need her to have that moment of
Yeah.
like, I want to leave and then be brought back by all these people that we thought maybe she couldn't get along with, like Vivian, whatever.
Yeah.
But there is a point of it where I'm like, it does I still believe in the movie that part of him does respect her.
Yeah.
And actually that he believes she did deserve it. But in addition, he's going to capitalize on that and he's going to get for what he wants. In the musical, like you said, it feels like the whole time it has nothing to do with her hard work. Nothing to do with it. It's
100%.
just about her, which
Yeah.
pisses me off because I'm like, it's more complicated than that.
Yeah. Also, let me also be very clear. If Callahan just wanted to fuck Elle, he could have tried to make moves in the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
he could have tried to make moves multiple times.
Yes.
You're failing my class. Let me
do this for me,
Let me
and then
or let me advise you, quote unquote.
exactly,
We see it all the
exactly,
fucking time.
exactly.
It's when she starts to prove herself that not only is she attractive, but like, oh, and she's smart too.
Yes, that's an attractive quality.
Yeah, let me get
take
this.
advantage of her now.
Let me get this. What he thinks is an FWB, and it's not that. It's an abuse of power. Obviously.
But that goes without saying. Like,
Yes.
obviously, that's
But
not...
that's what I'm talking about when I mean, like, for as simplistic as the movie can often be, there are shades of nuance to these things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, just because something is bad, or not just because something's bad, something can be bad with many facets to the badness.
Yes.
Whereas the musical, a lot of that stuff is like, bad. I'm like, I miss
Yes.
the nuances.
I do
Because
too.
because in real life, it's never like, it's my biggest issue with Kinky Boots. Like, no one goes down the street being like, gay,
Yeah.
bad. You have crazies out there for sure. But like
Yeah.
the whole point of a microaggression is that sometimes it's hard to recognize whether you're
Yes.
experiencing it or whether you're even doing it.
Yep.
And I like the shows that
Yeah.
leave a bit of a gray area for conversation, because then you can recognize those gray areas in the future.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And yes.
It's part of the reason why Carousel's my favorite musical and why no one does it well, because everyone tries to do blues and reds. I'm like, girl, there is mauve in that show.
There's purple.
There's maroon in that musical.
Taste the rainbow.
Taste the fucking Skittle, bitch. So speaking of Callahan hitting on her, I think now's a good time to talk about
Yes.
my big note on this show.
I think it's time.
So do you know why it's called Legally Blonde?
The only thing I don't, but my guess would be she's blonde and there's some legal stuff going on. Law,
Yeah, yes.
blonde, legally blonde. But there must be something.
The musical famously based off of a movie, based off of a book of the same name.
It also sounds like Legally Blind, which
That is exactly
Yeah.
why it's called Legally Blonde.
That's what I
Legally
thought.
blind is
is when you're legally blind.
Yes, you may not be like
You were maybe not
fully
born blind,
or
you
you're maybe
can
not like
develop-
fully blind,
Yes.
but like for legal purposes, you cannot drive a car,
Correct.
because your vision is so bad that you
Yes.
you're legally blind. So it is a play on words, because whereas some people are legally blind, she's legally blonde. That's her hindrance. It's a joke.
Right. Yes.
The musical has a title song and then a remix of the title song that is literally telling, first it's Elle being like, just let me be legally blonde. What does that mean? Because legally blonde is not something you can be. I know they're trying to like connect. They try to justify when Callahan tells them both off before the Take It Like a Man number, where he's like, I don't want to see whatever he says, like, I don't want to see denim. And he's
Yeah.
like, or legally blonde in my courtroom tomorrow,
Right.
my office tomorrow. And I'm like, but what the, like, he's making a joke, but I guess, but it still doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't get it. Can you explain to me, what does it
Sure.
mean when she says, just let me be legally blonde? And then in the remix, when Vivian's like, go show him who's legally blonde. What the fuck does it mean?
Right, especially if it is a hindrance.
Well, not even just like a hindrance, but like, or like, I guess it's,
I guess it means show them who you really are. Like, show them that you can be both, here we are, both blonde, but also serious, legal, That's what my guess would be here.
I understand in the ballads. No, I will punch you in the tit. I can tell you what it's trying to say.
Yeah, that's what I think what it's trying to say.
In the ballad version, the sad version, where she's like, back in my own very small pond, where talking about just that when a song sounds good on Laura Bell Bundy, that song sounds good on Laura Bell Bundy. She's singing like, let me go back to what I know. Let me go back to what people
yes,
what people expect of me, where I will just turn off my brain and I will go back to the easy life. It's fine. I'll just do it. And I get that. But Legally Blonde is not a term. No. It's not a thing. It's a joke. It's a play on words that the book and then movie paid off with. So it always just bugs me.
Yeah, they needed a title song.
They did.
And that's really it. I don't think there is an answer. I think you raise a good point. I think it makes sense in the jokes. You can forgive that. It's like, okay, cool, great. You slipped it in there. And even in this more serious part about going back to Legally Blonde, I would argue could work because you're saying like, that's what you were, right? Like this joke play on words of like being legally blonde. Okay. But now saying, just let me be legally blonde.
No.
Because then you're saying you want to be what you were, or like, what is it even? At this point?
I get that. No, I get the idea of wanting to retreating.
I know.
It's literally.
It doesn't make sense.
Just,
I know.
Yeah, it's literally just.
No, they
those
just needed the title.
If someone can, they needed the title song. If someone can actually tell me.
Yep.
What that's supposed to mean, like
what it even means,
what
Let's
it like,
call them up.
Yeah, what it means to be that. Larry O'Keefe, Nell Benjamin, fucking tell me, or fans of the show, people like okay.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so many people of our generation who obviously fell in love with the show at an early age, and now have access to social media and have very big accounts that promote the show a great deal. I would love to ask them, like, I know you love the show. I love the show too. Can you tell me?
Yeah,
because I think I'm pretty smart. I think I'm a decently smart person and insightful. I feel like when I think about this shit, I really try to think of it thoroughly.
Yep.
I'm not trying to be a douche troll.
I understand. You really do not understand.
I really don't. And I will say, the remake, like on a thematic level, again, I get it. And then I get Vivian being like, reappropriate that term for yourself. Sure. In the same way that, I'm sorry if the F word is a trigger warning for anyone, but I am gay, so I get to say it. The way that the queer community has reappropriated fag and faggot. And every repressed minority does with, the terms that were used to slander against them.
Sure.
We've all reappropriated them for ourselves as a term of empowerment and endearment.
I literally thought you were talking about the word fuck.
That too.
And I was like, the F word.
No. Oh, God. I just curse up a storm on this show, so everyone expects it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've had a single episode not have the explicit tag on it in 3 years.
No.
I swear like a fucking sailor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This is part of our upbringing.
It's part of our charm.
Swearing out the womb. I was like...
You came out and you said to your mom, what took you so fucking long?
Literally.
I'm dying in there. Where the rest of the cars.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you came out of the womb, turned to your mom, and you went, what took you so fucking long? And I turned to my mom and I said, bitch, about time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, Danny Technicoplic. A lot of people had issues with it when it came out. I think it's very funny.
What?
And it pays off because like it's a moment in Act 1 where you're like, where is this going? And then in Act 2 you're like, oh, it paid out. Paulette's first number called Ireland.
Oh yes.
Which they rewrote when it opened in England for fear of offending any Irish people. But Paulette doesn't know anything about Ireland, so I don't find it offensive.
No, it's just more like, why? Yeah, then it does pay off. You're right.
Yes. She doesn't make fun of the Irish people. She just truly doesn't know anything about them. Even though, Ireland, because Boston and so many Irish people in Boston. But yeah, she has a whole thing like, I have this fantasy of meeting some sailor named Brendan and we'll dance with him moving our arms. And you're like, where the hell is this going? And then we have the UPS guy walking pawn. So great. And I do think I always thought it was so smart. Yeah, I always thought they are married in real life. I always thought it was so smart when he enters, how they play porn music every time he moves.
Good.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
And then he in Legally Blonde Remix, he comes back. I got another package. Kyle B. O'Boyle. What's the B stand for? Brendan. And then they go into the Riverdance thing. And
It's so good.
the audience ate it the fuck up.
Yeah.
You want to know what critics could not stand? Was that moment. They were like, they're like, don't ask about the Riverdance. It's so stupid. And I'm like, no, it's fucking ingenious. Yes, it's stupid.
It is stupid. But,
Ingeniously stupid.
well, and my feeling was like, I don't like the Irish song actually in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah.
but when that happened at the end, I was like, oh, that makes me.
It pays off.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Also, like, the thing about Paulette in the musical, I like Ireland being her sort of I Want song.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice twist on it because instead of it being a typical musical theater, my name's Paulette, I work in this nail salon, my guy of 10 years left me with my dog. Like, there's a twist on it. I like that. It gives, and it's very specific too.
Oh, yeah.
Specificity is the key ingredient all the time. Instead of doing like so either you do the whole like, I'm Paulette, I'm sitting in this chair and I'm doing your nails, this is my song. Or it's a generic, we all have a dream.
It's just like the wash.
I
of-
had
yeah.
the dream, you have the dream.
Maybe we'll get the dream.
The dream.
That's it.
Yeah, with a hand clap too, like the dream.
And then the whole ensemble comes out.
And the whole ensemble comes out and they go, whoa, the dream, whoa, the dream. That's going to be a new running joke on this podcast. The dream.
It's just
Enid's dream is just a scissor with women all night long.
All night
She
long.
went to law school to meet women.
She
God.
is all about the V.
I'm all about that V.
No penis.
No scrotum. All about that peen. That peen.
We're losing it.
We are losing it. God.
We've got a lot covered.
I hope so.
I'm trying to think. You have something. I'm looking if I have notes. But go.
I'm trying to think of any other notes with the show specifically.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking too.
So actually, well, so speaking of like critics, what they have to say. I mean, the show when it opened on Broadway had a range of reviews. All the positive reviews were just like, it's delightful, it's entertaining, and the mediocre reviews were just sort of like, I mean, like I guess it's well done enough. Like, are
Sure.
we done with the movies? And then you had like Ben Brantley in the Times.
Yes.
His opening line was. I wrote this down because I thought
love it, yes.
it was such a snarky opening line. He goes, flossing between songs is recommended for anyone who attends Legally Blonde, the nonstop sugar rush of a show that opened last night at the Palace Theater, joining the ranks of such nearby temples of candy worship as the M&M and Hershey's theme stores. He did say it was better than most of the recent movie-to-Broadway musicals,
Okay.
but he didn't say that it was a very high bar either. He is not aggressively rude, but it is clear that it really kind of got on his nerves.
Yeah.
And not everything about it works for me, but I can also tell you it is a pretty well-structured musical. They figured a lot of shit out.
Yeah.
And any time that they're too tethered to the movie again is when I think it's a little on the weaker side. There are iconic moments from the movie that they repurpose in the book, and they just change it ever so slightly.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and it's like,
just say the words.
just do it. We were all expecting it.
So, for example, there's that orientation scene in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mel Woods, and this is Bruiser Woods from both Gemini Vegetarians.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, by the way, 2 weeks ago, I saw Cameron Diaz at Fred Siegel, and I talked her out of buying a truly heinous Angora sweater. Whoever said that orange was the new pink is seriously disturbed.
Yes.
And the musical, I talked Beyonce out of buying a truly Hangus. I don't think she Hangus. Hangus. I don't think she says Angora. She might have said something else. Sweater, maybe cashmere sweater, or something like that. And then she says like whoever said not orange, but she's like whoever's like fuchsia, or like, whoever said tangerine is the new pink was seriously disturbed. I'm like, at that point,
Why did you change it?
you're just doing Mad Libs. Just say the lines.
Just say it.
Either change it completely, because at that
It's
point,
so weird.
it's such small cosmetic surgery, and I don't
so
know what
weird.
the behind the scenes were. Like,
right. Maybe there was some.
if producers were like, no, make it different, but also like give them what they want. At that point, I'm just like, it's a great line.
Especially, this is a huge musical.
Yeah.
There are so many musical numbers. Give us some book scenes that have some lines we know. We're not going to be mad about it.
No.
We're not going to be like, well, we're watching the movie now. Like, we're not going to forget because you're about to break into a huge song and dance number.
Yeah.
And that's not in the movie.
Listen, when Bend and Snap happens, I like how they get into it that Paulette has like a natural bend and snap. And for a number that is not that necessary, I think they do a really good job
Yes.
with it. I love that when Paulette finally does do the bend and snap, 5 guys from around the block just jump.
like, hey!
Well, and it proves the point of the song of like, once she does it, like guys just like zoom in. But the Greek chorus pops in, I'm like, oh my God, hi, Paulette. And then we have 2 lines, one I hate, one I love, which is Paulette turns to the audience and she goes, I see dead people, which is them doing the pop culture joke. Because, 5 seconds ago, those 3 girls were not there. So she's like, I see ghosts. And I hate that line. Then Elle goes, no, it's my Greek chorus. I'm so glad you can see them too. And Paulette goes, but I haven't had any Jaeger.
Yes.
That's great.
It is
and
great.
that's not in the movie.
No, that's a great ad.
Yeah.
I loved that.
It's so good. I mean, Paulette. I also love Paulette. I wish there were more comedic actresses like Leslie Kritzer who comes in. Literally, the line is just, Paulette, do you know why cheerleaders get the guys and keep the guys? And Leslie Kritzer just comes in and she goes, Paulette. And she treats it like 2 words. And you see her hands.
Milks that line.
She takes her hands and she goes left to right, like she's literally saying 2 separate words.
Yep.
Paulette.
I would be remiss if I did not mention the epic belt moment of the show that everyone sang when Legally Blonde was big. You got the best freaking shoes.
I thought you were going to do that. Back the hell out of the way.
All of that too, but okay. Just a little shout out to Kate Shindle.
Equity President Kate Shindle.
Because
who was
honestly,
aloof to me at the Tony Awards 4 years ago.
She lives above one of my
I haven't forgotten it.
She literally shares a building with
She lives
one of my
above
friends.
all of us. She's 9
does
feet
live
tall.
above all
She's
of
a
us.
former Miss America.
But come on with that, Kate Shindle.
Yeah, no.
Come on with that note.
Voice like a machine.
That is the belt that we wanted.
Yeah.
That's the That's the.
Yeah. Because it is pingy, but it is
pingy,
also,
but it's full.
It's very full. One last thing as we talk about the show.
Yes.
The way that the show ends, I really enjoy. The show actually makes Warner more likable than the movie. In the movie, he's full douche. We're like, we know he's not the one
done.
in the end.
Yeah.
He's a JFK wannabe knockoff, like, fuck him. And like Vivian dumps him, all this stuff. And like also, and it's in the, when I say like God is in the details, like a good book, and I don't think Legally Blonde is the best book, but they do certain changes that are actually very impressive. A good book, it's all about building blocks to getting to where you want to end up, right? So like Warner does not end the musical in the way that he ends the movie, where we're like, ha, fuck him, kick him like while he's down. The musical's like, no, he ends up quitting because he's good looking and law isn't even for him. He's really just doing it to please his family. Sure. So like when he breaks up with Elle and she's like, I thought you were proposing. In the musical, he's like, I did talk to my parents about that and they told me I need someone more serious. Like he clearly he wanted to propose. Like Elle's not wrong for thinking he was going to.
That makes so much more sense.
Whereas in the movie, he's like, I can't dick around anymore. She's like, you're just dicking around with me. And then when she gets to Harvard, he's fully engaged to Vivian in the movie. She's like, I'm his fiance. And then in the musical, he and Vivian are childhood friends who reconnect, and they start dating again. And then he proposes to her.
You see the proposal.
You see the proposal happen after a few more months. Like, he doesn't get engaged to Vivian 5 months after dumping Elle. He gets engaged to her a little bit later. It's still a little douchey, but, like, it's not... He's not doing it totally blindsiding Elle or whatever. And then when he comes back to Elle, as opposed to the movie where she's like, oh, bonehead. In the musical, she's like... oh, Vivian dumped you and like you want and you need someone because you need love. I get it. And then she has a very lovely heart to heart with him. She's like, I've learned I'm better than this. And I think you are too. And then her graduation speech, there's like great tiny moment where she goes, I'm standing here today. And like 3 different women all stand up and are like, I'm standing here today. Yeah. The one thing I don't like about the graduation is Vivian quoting Shakespeare. Yep. Which has nothing to do with anything.
Feels very out of place.
Yep. Well, because in the movie, Elle is quoting Aristotle because the professor quoted Aristotle. Yep. But it's also relevant to what they're graduating.
What they're doing.
Which is that she says, law is reason free from passion. And Elle's like, well, no offense, but here's what I've learned at Harvard. Yes. And then Vivian's like, Shakespeare said this about being yourself. Here's a woman who's always been herself. It has nothing to do with law school, but here we go.
I'm just going to talk about it.
And then on top, first of all, why is Vivian introducing Elle?
I don't know.
Why? It made more sense when it was a fucking teacher. And then Vivian's like, I think this best applies to a woman. A blonde woman. And I'm like, what the fuck does that matter? God damn it, enough about the blonde shit.
A legally blonde woman.
A legally blonde woman.
That's all you
and Enid goes up and she goes,
Matt...
yeah, she's blonde. Nah.
To make Matt's dream come true. Nah. That's the line you need.
No. And then to turn the tables, Elle ends up proposing to Emmett at the graduation, which was sweet. If I were to direct it, I actually really, because in the movie, Emmett's going to propose to Elle, you find out. I would have loved if Elle proposes to Emmett, and he goes, "Oh my god!" And then she puts the ring on him, and then as everyone's singing, he whips out his own
I
ring.
think so too.
I don't think they did that on the Broadway one, right?
I
think she just gives it to
so.
him.
Yeah. But that would be really cute.
Yeah, like they're on the same page. She was gonna do it too.
He was ready for it.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, it doesn't undermine it in any way. It's like,
No.
it's like, of course, yes, I'll marry you. I was gonna do it too. Like, I love,
Yes.
and then it makes more sense for like, and now I found my love. Like, yeah, I found my love, bitch.
I agree.
Yeah,
Let's
it's so
add
good.
that to the revival.
Yeah, and then the hottest, listen, I know you don't love Christian Borle's singing voice. That said, him being Emmett is justified at the very, very end when they do that last "oh my god" and he pulls Lord Bell Bundy in and he goes, "oh my god," and then they kiss. And granted, they were fucking at the time.
Were they?
Okay, so now
Didn't know.
we've got, okay, it's 6:56. You're
Great.
going to be 5 minutes late
'Kay.
because we have to talk about a couple final things as
Okay,
we talk
go
about the
ahead.
legacy of the
Yes.
show and this. You know that Sutton Foster and Christian Borle were married, yes?
Yes, knew that.
And I'm saying this openly because Sutton Foster has a memoir out. Everyone read it. It's called Hooked. It's amazing. She talks about it without going into super specifics.
Great.
She does talk about this, which is that as Legally Blonde opened on Broadway, Sutton Foster was going out of town with Young Frankenstein. And things happen with relationships. I can't tell you all the details, but essentially, Christian Borle and Laura Bell Bundy started having an affair, which then led to Sutton Foster having her own thing with Roger Bart. In her book, in her memoir, she has revealed that she and Christian were on a break, and they decided to pursue other people to see if they could come back to each other while they were also in marriage counseling. And she was like, but it wasn't worth it because Christian was pretty much already out. He was in love with someone. I'm like, he wasn't in love with someone. He was balls deep in someone. He was balls deep in Laura Bell Bundy. And it was huge news. I don't know where the fuck you were.
I don't know.
Because this was huge. And when they did that final "oh my god" on the MTV broadcast, everyone's like, oh, you can tell they're fucking. Which I know, I'm being simplistic and whatever. The people are people and emotions are emotions. But this is also, 15 years ago, so deal with it. And everyone who is a part of that quadrangle has moved on to greater
Yes.
success and is totally fine now.
Yes.
But yes, that was the drama
Wow.
backstage.
Okay.
So the show ran for under 600 performances, which
Yes.
is considered a flop.
Yep.
They lost money. They went on a national tour. They go to London, where they get great reviews. They win the Olivier for Best Musical. They run for almost 1,000 performances. They make their money back. It was so embraced over there. And maybe it's because I don't know if the movie had less of a following there or what.
Maybe.
There was less of a stigma on the show when it got there. They also scaled it down a bit. It became the national tour production with fewer hydraulics. It was
Right.
Yeah, because on Broadway it also it was a little overproduced.
It was yes.
Yeah. It's become a huge regional community theater high school success.
Huge,
Well, we
yes.
have that famous elementary high school video that keeps getting taken down and put back up. It's a gift I made so it's great. My props. And to the point that SNL did a sketch on it.
It's so good.
And then so it was being done at Regent's Park Open Air Theater in London right now. Do you know this?
no.
Yeah. Do you know what Regent's Park Open Air Theater is? The Regent's Park Open Air Theater is sort of like London's equivalent to our Delacorte Central Park situation.
Okay.
But their whole aesthetic is like, we take shows, and we go wild with them. So
Great.
they did the Into the Woods that was played in Central Park here a few years ago.
Got
Where
it.
it's like where Donna
Yes,
Murphy,
I remember this.
Where Donna Murphy
Yes.
got swallowed by the ground.
Yes,
and
yes.
But that's always been their MO. And so they're currently doing Legally Blonde right now, directed by one of the co-director writers of Six, Lucy Moss.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that it's gender fluid. It's more racially diverse. The L is an actress of color who's heavier.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about this.
It's an interesting experiment. I would like to see it.
I would like to see
I would like to
that,
see it
too.
only because I watched some clips of it. It's messy. It's messy. It's messy. And the thing about Legally Blonde is if you're going to do it, you got to be a fucking tight steam engine on that thing. There is not room for sloppiness in that show.
No. But I'm still curious.
As am I. But now that we're going to get another national tour with this show,
Is it another one?
yeah, I mean, unclear if it's
When
equity or
or-
not. I think it's supposed to come in the fall, but they announced it. They will, and I spoke to
Oh, actually, I remember. I
also spoke to
know a young
someone
person that just
who
auditioned for it.
is close to one of the main producers of the original production and that producer wants to bring it back. And he said every couple of months they get the team gets together and they go over everything to see what do we have to change
Wow.
for today. Not a whole lot. It's mostly
Just
the queer
small
stuff.
things, yeah, of
mostly the
course.
queer stuff.
Well, I'd be interested to see how the tour goes. It is non-ec, but I'd be interested to see because I'm sure it would do well still.
Yeah, I know.
Regionally, like, come on,
Absolutely,
people love that.
People love that. Yeah, I mean, the show has such a huge following in a way of like, Curtains came out that same year. Who the fuck remembers Curtains?
No, and I was one of those people that saw it because I was
saw
like,
Curtains,
David Hyde Pierce,
Yeah.
Frasier. I was obsessed.
At the time, Curtains
I
was
was like,
promoted as
okay.
being the last Kander and Ebb score.
Yeah.
And we had 2 more after
And
that.
then it's like, oh wait, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, it just wasn't a great show. But
No.
but that like ran for over a year. It got a Best Musical Tony nomination. I mean, Grey Gardens, I think, is a gorgeous show. Not enough people know it. More
No.
people are familiar with Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde has had a lasting
Yeah.
impression, and people know some of the songs from it still. People.
Oh, some of those songs have become musical theater standards. So much
Standards.
better. It's a big
Huge.
standard. Yeah. A lot of people like to do Chip on My Shoulder. I remember, when we were at Emerson,
Yes.
I might have done Legally Blonde
What did you? Yes,
sophomore year.
Yes.
It was a mini musical.
that's what I was about to say. The mini musical. I remember.
Do you remember who my L was?
Yes, I do.
Who was my L?
Oh wait. Yeah, I do.
Say it,
remember.
you can say it.
Oh, okay. Lauren Nicole Chapman.
Lauren Nicole Chapman, currently on the Frozen tour. She was my L. Max Sangerman, who's coming to Broadway next season with
Beautiful Noise.
Beautiful Noise, yes. He was our Warner, and I was Emmett. And already the show had been closed at that point for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I remember first of all, I came out as Emmett, because it's a mini musical, we can only do 30 minutes tops. And they tried to basically do all of Act 1 in, I think, 25 minutes. And so a lot of shit got cut. And like there was no introduction to Emmett. I just come on stage after Elle was told she wasn't serious enough once she was at Harvard. I remember walking on stage and be like, Elle, what's up? And everyone laughed because like we know Matt's playing Emmett. Like this
Yeah.
intro and like whatever. But then when the music for Chip on Your Shoulder began, there was a gasp in the audience. I remember it. It's in my brain to this day. When I remember Lauren saying, "Why'd you come?" and the piano goes do 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 do, and everyone went. And I was like, "Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go."
Yes.
Yeah. So when sales were dropping, and it was clear that the show wasn't going to be able to last much longer, I believe Legally Blonde was the first American show to do this because it was right before Grease, You're the One That I Want. They do The Search for Elle Woods.
Yes.
Which was met with a lot of disdain.
Yes.
But it was done because the MTV live taping that they did in September that aired that October did nothing for sales. It's huge on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it did nothing for sales. Then they do the reality show in hopes of boosting sales. Bailey Hanks was a star for all of 2 days.
Yep.
And then 3 days later, no one cared anymore.
Nope.
And I think she did it for 3 months, and then they had to
Yeah.
close up shop. But that reality show did give us some good people.
Yes.
Lena Hall, future Tony winner Lena Hall was on
Yeah.
it. We got ourselves Lauren Zachrin from that.
Oh.
Yeah. And then some other really talented women.
The redhead on it.
Autumn.
Yeah. She's done quite a lot of stuff too.
She has. Not a lot of Broadway, but some stuff.
Yeah. I know a few people who know her.
She's she's incredibly talented.
Yes.
And then Cassie, I forget her last initial, but she was like the villain of the season, and it was mostly just they treated her poorly. She has done a lot. Has been on Broadway much. I think she's currently on the 6 tour.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, when we
It's
did.
good that it gave them
Yeah.
some kind of career.
Listen,
some little
we're not
boost.
going to talk about the reality show. If you want to hear more about the reality show, you can listen to the My Obsession episode with Tim Murray from like a year and a half ago. He's got some scoop because he did a whole reunion with all those women. We talk about
Oh,
it.
that's what I have to listen to that.
I think it's Cassie Silva. Cassie S. Yeah, we're like justice for Cassie S. Like her only crime was just wanting it and being good at what she did.
Yeah.
And they made her the villain. And we're
Yep.
like, bullshit on that. Fucking bullshit on that. Abby.
Yes,
This has
Matt.
been a pleasure.
This has been awesome.
I hope we covered enough
I've
ground.
never
everyone.
talked about Legally Blonde so much, and I never probably will
No.
again. But it was fantastic.
Welcome to the pod. It's such
love
long
it.
format now.
No, I'm
I've
so
just-
excited.
I've just
I hope to be
embraced it.
back soon again, to be asked back, now that I've embarrassed myself as Enid.
Now that the
or made myself famous.
now
as,
that,
who
now
knows?
the lesbian community
They're
is
behind
executing
me.
No,
they want more.
They won't. They won't.
No, they're in front of me.
They're like, listen.
They're under. I'm out.
Your mom is gonna disown you.
Absolutely.
She's like,
She'd be so proud. She'd be like, I don't know what that was.
she's like, Abison, this is not how I raised you.
Back in the womb you go.
Back in the womb. Abby, we've got three
Thank you.
questions we
Yeah.
ask on this
Oh,
podcast.
okay, yes.
First question is, over, under, or estimated? Do you think the show is overestimated, underestimated, or properly estimated?
I think probably underestimated.
I think that's wise.
Thanks.
I would say, depending on what age you are.
I was about to say it's either properly or under for me.
Yeah. Next question is Castaway. Who would you like to see in a production of Legally Blonde besides you and me? Obviously.
Take
take me out of retirement and play.
That's
Emmett.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I would like to see. I'd actually like to see Lauren.
Lauren.
Nicole Chapman, because she's my friend and I like her.
And she's got the name rec now.
Yeah, exactly. No, but who else would I like to see as that?
Actually, I'm more of a Serena myself. I'm not really an Emmett. I'm
you're
Leslie
Serena.
Kritzer. I would absolutely do
are.
Paulette.
Who? I don't really know if I know. Like, I can't think of anyone.
I don't know.
Give
who's
me someone.
No, just like who's some maybe more friends of yours that you'd like to see in it. Oh. Who from Harmony would you like to see in it? Any Harmony guys?
Sierra?
No.
Oh, I was like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like,
Yeah.
who?
Sierra's gonna-
some guys.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, I would cast my friend Blake in it. He's really good.
Which one did Blake play in Harmony?
Blake played Chopin.
Which one's he?
The sexy one that played the
The
piano.
one that did he have
I
the
would
wife?
cast him as like an Emmett.
Is he the one who had the wife in the
he
show?
did have a wife.
Yes, he is sexy.
I would rate that. Would be great.
He'd be a good Emmett.
But I'm trying to think of like big Broadway people that like I would recast as.
Whatever. No, let's give opportunities to people who aren't big Broadway people.
Okay. Can you help? Give me some. Give me some people.
Tall bass boy Sean. Does he have?
We're still at Harmony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm still at Harmony.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Do we
I
still
love
have?
that.
Does he have high notes for Warner? Because he's like
could be Warner.
He is very JFK like.
He could be totally Warner.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know his high vocal range.
in
but I
25
think
years,
he
he's
could.
Callahan for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, definitely. I think. I think we've got like isn't one of them Pilar or something, and then like one is Serena. Right?
The three sorority sisters. It's Serena, that's Leslie Kritzer. Margot is Emily Ashford, and Pilar is Dakina Moore.
Who would I cast myself as? Let's see. If I had to be in it.
Bitch, you're Vivian.
I don't know.
Here's why.
I think I have to be the Kate Weatherhead track.
Broadway would cast you as Enid, which I get, because you could
they
do that in
would.
your sleep. But I'm talking about.
You're talking about like what I truly should be.
If I'm sitting at the casting table and I'm also fucking directing this shit.
Great.
Granted, I'm a genius and I'm very smart and I have beautiful insight.
Yes.
And they're like,
And
Matthew.
you're also starring as Emmett.
Yes.
And
Serena.
Then you cast me as Vivian.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, because I know
Vivian
you
/ Enid.
Vivian / Enid.
It's a split track.
And Sean is Callahan / Warner.
Done, I love it.
This is the John Doyle production. Everyone's
I'm ready
doubling.
for
We've
it.
got a
It's just
kazoo and a xylophone.
all from the cast of Harmony.
All the cast of Harmony.
And then us.
And us. And Lauren.
And Lauren. I put her in there.
And who's Sierra playing? Bruiser?
Or maybe, you know what? Maybe we do go like, let's bring some diversity to it.
Sure.
Like we gotta, I have to think about it. But I think in my production.
In your production.
Definitely. Give me Elle as a person of color, for sure.
I've brought her up many times already, but Izzy Michaela from The Prom and
yes,
Aladdin. I just saw her in the Water for Elephants presentation, and I was reminded of how amazingly talented she is, and I think she'd be a great Elle. So let's have her do that. Last question.
Okay.
The missing link. What do you think is most missing from this show that could maybe really just click it into place that people would just understand?
I think oh gosh, that's really hard. I think missing link might be maybe some fleshing out the character of like Paulette, like giving us yes, I like the Irish song, but like give me something a little more. Keep that specificity, but like let's expand it just a little bit, or like a song between them, or something. I don't know. There's just a little more specificity.
They could use a duet for sure. There's also Paulette's not as sad in the show as she is in the movie. Like, Jennifer
know.
Coolidge is really good at making sadness funny.
Funny,
I mean,
yes.
For any more proof, watch The White Lotus. Her
Yes.
character is
it's so
her
pathetic
character
and
is
so
pathetic,
good.
and she's so funny.
Yeah.
Same thing with Paulette. Like, Paulette is not a very confident person.
No.
And the Paulette of the show is
It's sad. It is a little sad.
She's sassier in the show. In the movie, she's got to be sadder. Yeah. So I would like a sadder
Just
Paulette.
a more, I just
think-
flesh out some characters. a
And I
little
know,
bit,
like, it's a big, bright musical. I think another look over of the book of just bringing everyone down a notch.
layers.
Yeah, bring
Little
everyone
more
down a
layer.
notch.
Yeah, I agree.
And then also, sometimes you don't have to do exactly the line for the movie minus 2 words.
No, you can just
Either do the
do the line or don't.
Don't make it Tangerine, just say Orange.
Just say orange.
Doesn't have to be Beyonce, just say
Definitely.
Cameron Diaz. Or, write a fucking new line.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Abby,
Yeah, Matt.
once again, super delightful.
Thank you for
Where
having me.
can people find you if you want
Oh.
them to find you?
I do want them to find me. You can find me just my handle's Abby Goldfarb everywhere. So on Instagram at Abby Goldfarb, abbygoldfarb.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you
that's
can watch
it.
her biking
Or
around
you
the
can
city.
just find me on a city bike.
Yeah.
Or walking my dog.
She'll tell you she's married
Or yeah,
with a dog.
I'll tell you it over and over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me. I'm around.
Love it.
I'm here.
She's here. You're still here. If you want to find me, I'm on Instagram only at Matt Kopp, like usual spelling. If you like the podcast, rate, review, subscribe. Ooh, we did get a new review. Someone had to send it to me, though, because it wasn't on Apple Podcast. It was on Chartable or something. I want to read it because they did such a lovely job, and I want to give them their due, and then we will call it a day. Fuck. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Cue the Light in the Piazza music. 5 stars. This podcast is an absolute hidden gem. What matters most to me is a point of view. Not only does Broadway Breakdown project a definite point of view, it is clear that Matt is passionate about his subject matter. While we do not always agree on matters of particular shows, he fully supports his point of view with reasons why he feels the way he does. Although I must admit, we do agree on a heck of a lot. Plus, I love actually learning something, and I guarantee you that happens each and every week. Frankly, I'm amazed at the amount of research, reading, and reviewing he does in order to present an informed opinion and an entertaining and informed podcast. To his credit, each week he is joined by varying guests which provide added insight into the world of whichever show they are exploring on a particular episode. My liver thanks Matt for all his pop culture references and mentions of Stage Door Manor. Because I
Oh
talk
my
about
gosh, yes.
because of the shots. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. That was a beautiful review. Yeah, we are slaves to the algorithm, y'all. Tell your friends. Once again, I was mentioning this earlier, but I'm going to hold myself to this. Abasin.
Yes.
July 31st.
July 31st.
Is when the Patreon's going to go live. You'll find the video for this episode, you'll find the video for the sideshow episode, and then at least 2 episodes about the movie musical rankings, which I will be continuing with. Well, so that's the thing. So the Patreon, all special episodes for that, for the Patreon are going to be dedicated towards the movie musical rankings, going back from present day all the way to when they started. Just movies adapted from stage musicals. Not everyone, just the ones adapted from stage musicals. We've currently watched The Wiz, and we've currently watched 1776. So you'll find out episodes about that, plus 2 episodes where we're going to sort of just do a review of everything I've covered so far with the movie musicals. There's also going to be videos of me performing.
Everyone subscribe, find it, get
Yep.
in there.
Songs representative of some of the things we've covered. So there'll be a video of me singing Disneyland, I'm the Greatest Star, to cover Funny Girl.
Of course.
Much more from the Fantastics. Yeah, I don't perform publicly much anymore, although I might start putting it on my Instagram soon, because now that I'm going to publish my reviews publicly on my Instagram now.
Yes, good.
And it's sort of like a tit for tat.
Yep.
I'm like, listen,
Put yourself out there. I love it.
They're putting themselves out there. I'll put myself out there. You can not agree with my review, but troll the video of me singing.
That's right.
Troll the video of me singing so you can actually read my review and tell
That's
me
right.
if you disagree
I like
or
that.
not agree. Yeah. I'm glad you like it, because I
do.
I floated
I
that
approve of
idea.
that.
I floated that idea to a couple of people, and I'm like, you don't need to do that. Your reviews are good enough. Like, no, you don't understand.
No, you'll feel better about it too.
Yeah.
You'll be like, you know what? It's out there.
Yeah.
I feel good. Like,
and,
it's just
and it's something
nice.
no other critic does. Like,
love that.
I think people would be less shitty on Jesse Green. Who, granted,
respect it.
Jesse
I
Green
respect
doesn't always write great reviews, but like people would less be like, he's got a vendetta. If like once a month he's like, okay, here's me doing a monologue from Hamlet, or here's me doing a monologue from Mean Girls. I know it's shitty, but here, I put myself out there too. Now listen to my reviews. Anyway, yes, rate, review, subscribe. We're also going to take a 1 to 2 week break between this episode and the final episode, which is going to be Diana, just because there was supposed to be an episode about the Sondheim retrospective, and that didn't end up happening, so it really fucked up the scheduling, and I don't have enough time to do a turnaround for Diana between now and then. So, there's going to be a 1 or 2 week break, but Diana will be coming, and then July 31st, the Patreon. Abby, we close out every episode with a Broadway Diva. I don't have my list with me of who we've done so far. I feel like we've done Orfeh and Lord Bell Bundy and Leslie Kritzer. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I'm pretty sure we haven't done Annalee Ashford. So
Great.
I think we're going to do Annalee Ashford.
Okay.
And if we have done Annalee Ashford, I apologize.
We do.
So yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening. Check us back in 1 to 2 weeks. I'm sorry, I can't confirm which one it is. And until
keep a lookout.
And yeah, keep a lookout.
Woo,
Take us away, Annalee. Bye.